What's up, you guys? It's Chaz Foster with the Chaz Way podcast, and I'm joined by my friend, good friend for the last couple of years. I'm so thankful and grateful for social media and this world that we live in today because some people are like, oh my gosh, social media. I'm like, I love social media. We get to meet some of the greatest people in this world, and I'll explain how I know Teddie in a second. But first, I just want to tell you that that's who my guest is today, Teddie. He's out on the West Coast, and first, I have to ask you, dude. Your name on here says Carlos. I know that's your real name. Can I still call you Teddie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Are you like, do you go by, am I the only one that still calls you Teddie?
No, my family calls me Teddy. Everybody that I know on social media calls me Teddy. So
Okay. You're just Carlos on your Zoom.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
still got to keep it professional, man. So
Okay. Business is business. All right, cool. Hey,
exactly.
so you guys, just so Teddy and I met through probably Instagram, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's been probably a good 2 years ago. We have watched each other have phenomenal success, weight loss wise, business wise, life wise, social media wise. And we've also watched each other have some really rough seasons. We've watched each other gain weight, lose weight. We've watched each other have, like I said, some really big highs in our business lives, and we've also watched each other go through some really big major lows. But what's cool is we've always maintained a cool friendship, and I will say that probably our biggest common bond, and I'll just be real with everybody that's watching and listening today, is our biggest common bond is we share something that is commonly not talked about, so not commonly discussed, and that is obesity. And that is a real life struggle that so many people have and don't always address. And I've loved the many conversations that we have had um, through the good and the bad. And so I asked Teddie to come on today and just talk about really kind of our friendship and what he's done and where he's at today, and really like catch us up on where he's at in life. So, Teddie, why don't you say hello and introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, hey everybody out there. My name is Carlos. I go by Teddy. Um, I started my weight loss journey a couple years ago, and uh, like I said, like Chaz said, we met through just the journey of obesity. I'm almost I started my obesity journey at almost 700 pounds. And I mean, this is where we're at now. And I'm just happy to be on the show with you, man.
Dude, I'm so grateful for you taking the time out. Thank you for spending some time with me today. One of the things right before we started recording, we talked about is like, where are you now, right? And you talked about like, hey, I lost all this weight last year. Like, you had a phenomenal year of weight loss. You documented the journey daily for so long, so many days. And I always talk about how, and like in this week, I actually posted about how I've gained all my weight back. And I was talking about how there's a massive amount of humiliation in that and admitting that. And but the other side of it is like, I always talk about the journey. And if I always talk about the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows and the peaks and the valleys in life, the same thing goes with the weight loss journey. And so I can't hardly say that it's the worst thing in my life if I also am the same one that would encourage you or encourage a drug addict or encourage somebody who's going through a great loss to get right back up and rise, because we can rise through anything. And so I get to remind myself that it's the same thing for me, and not in a cliche way of like, well, we'll just start back over. Well, we will start back over, but along the way, we're also going to build more relationships. We're going to be able to encourage other people. We're going to be able to give hope to other people. And so I just posted about that this week for me and my journey. And one of the things you said off air in the beginning was like, hey, I've gained my weight back. And so I want to ask you, like, let's just go back a little bit. Where was it like last year? And it may have actually been 2020 when you decided to go on social media. I think it was TikTok and Instagram. Tell me if I'm wrong. And you started documenting the journey every single day. Walk me through why you started doing that, and then what that was really like, because you were literally you were sharing every piece of the journey, from the scale to your eating regimen to the way you were physically feeling to your fitness routine. What inspired that?
Just the biggest word I'd have to use would probably be accountability. It's hard for one to kind of do it on their own. And I mean, regardless, you know, you might have your wife by your side, your girlfriend, your family, but you know, behind that, there's sympathy because they're your family. When you have other people who don't know you at all, it kind of, you know, helps you, you know, everybody has a story on Instagram, everybody has a story on socials, and when they throw a little bit of their piece in to kind of help you, it just starts to show, you know what, they they don't know me, you know, there's no, oh, you know, it's okay factor behind it. And I love that about, you know, just a random person. They would just kind of say, hey, you know, try this, try that. And I liked that, you know, I liked knowing that, you know, there are other people in the same boat as I am. And, you know, when I started posting more about my story, my struggles, it actually helped out other people who were in my situation. You know, you see all these weight loss stories about, you know, people losing 2, 3, 4, 500 pounds, but there's a lot more to that than just, you know, I went to the gym, I ate good. No, there's what exactly did you eat? You know, what aspects were you battling? You know, was it just physical? Was it emotional? Was, you know, what was going through your head during that time? And I kind of wanted to share my story, or every piece of my story, to kind of help out others in my situation, you know, who are, you know, super morbidly obese. Somebody, you know, who's 600, 700 pounds, you don't know what's going through their head, you know, especially when you see them walking around. And I kind of wanted to be open about that. I wanted people to know, you know, what's going through my head. So that's why I kind of just let it all out there. You know, it's like you see me walking past you. Some people might judge. Other people might ask, you know, what happened? Why did you let yourself get this way? And I was like, you know what? Let me tell you why. So I started recording everything, and you know, letting others know that, you know, even at my weight, it's possible. I see, you know, my 600 pound life on the TLC, and it's, you know, half of these people are bedridden at my weight.
Mhm.
You know, I'm humble for that.
Yeah.
I'm not in bed. I'm not bedridden. You know, I don't have an excuse anymore to kind of give myself. It's just like get up and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you just as a human. I want to thank you so much for your willingness to be vulnerable, your willingness to share. I think it's so important that we share our story. I say it all the time because it's so important to me that we share our story. It doesn't matter what that is. Last week it was my friend Sean who's been in prison, you know, and this week it's you who's had obesity and you struggle with it, and everybody has their own struggles, and it's the willingness to share that can help somebody else. And I say, you know, it's our journey sometimes isn't about us. It's about you use such a great analogy. You're walking down the street and maybe some will judge, but that's for them. That's their own battle. But others might ask why or how. And for you to be able to take a second and share, who knows who that can help on the other side? Who knows if they have a daughter or a son or a family member or a friend, or maybe it's them, right? Because it doesn't matter if it's 2 pounds or 200 pounds. People have the struggle. It's a very mental struggle when it comes to really any kind of addiction or any kind of uh, uh, challenges. But you know, weight loss and obesity is probably more of a challenge than I think is publicly talked about, if I'm being honest.
Mhm.
So thanks for doing that. What did you call that? So that was mostly on Instagram, right? I know you moved over to TikTok some, but mostly Instagram, right?
Yes.
And what did you call that? You had a name for it, or did you? Didn't you, or were you just documenting it every day?
I was just documenting. I mean, were you talking about the handle or?
Yeah, well, yeah. I thought maybe you were just documenting every day, but was it a? I thought you had a handle for something that and you were like calling. Was it maybe I'm just thinking? Was it your YouTube channel? What's the handle for your Instagram?
Well, it's Teddie Vlogs now, but before it was Time for Change, Teddie.
Time for change. That's what I was thinking of. So that was like when you were like really hitting it every single day. I was thinking you were like labeling it every day, but you weren't. It was just that was the handle, and you were just going on every day, and you would label it like day one or day whatever.
Yeah, it's just I mean, you can only do it for so long before you finally snap and say, you know what, I'm done doing the
Yeah.
old. I'm done with, the old habits. It's time to kick up new habits because, there's, I mean, wake up calls at times, and it's not the happiest, and it's sometimes scary, man. So
Yeah, for sure. What brings you the most joy in your life?
knowing that I actually did something about it or doing
Yeah,
something
cool.
about it. Yeah.
Yes. You mentioned when we were off the air, you were talking about that you had gained your weight back. And then we talked about kind of like fast forward to where you are today. And you mentioned that you've kind of made some new changes since January. Share with me what that is. What got you ready to start over? Was it the new year?
What really got me to start over was just finally listening to my wife.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, if I can just kind of scoot before that, I started this journey off at 675 point something pounds. So imagine being just 25 pounds shy of 700 pounds.
Right.
It's not an easy thing to carry, especially, every day. And sorry, I just
You're okay.
it's tough,
Mhm.
you know. It's tough, especially when you have to deal with it every day. But during that time period, I attacked the physical side of it, and we ended up going down to about 593 within a 6 to 8 month span. And like I said, I was just attacking the physical side of it. During that time, my wife kept telling me, you know, maybe you should see a therapist. Maybe you should talk to somebody. And the thing was, it wasn't even therapy. She said, talk to somebody, let it out. Why do you keep holding back on yourself? She knew that I was attacking one side of it, but she knew I was still holding back. Just imagine being at the zoo. That plexiglass that's between you and whatever's on the other side, and you can see what's on the other side, and it's just you, but beating on that glass the whole time. And
Mhm.
she saw that often, and I just, like I said, I just started. I had to start fresh again, and it was a tough pill to swallow, but I started seeing therapy, and uh, it was. I mean, it's still hard, but it got easier. It got a lot better to it.
That's really awesome. It's awesome that you were willing to allow yourself to kind of surrender to that. That's, that is not an easy thing. I only know that because it's an area that I know that I need to take a step in, and I have not. But I do know that that's a step that I need to take, and so you have, and that's cool that it's working. So, how much weight are you down since you started attacking it at the core? Would you say that that's part of what you've done? You said you attacked one side with the physical, and then your wife really encouraged you to attack the other side of it, right? And would you say that you're attacking it at the core, at the source?
I would say, yeah. The emotional side is definitely the source of it because, when you become addicted, and it's not just drugs or alcohol, it can actually be food,
Yes.
that you find a gateway to unlocking, what is comfortable to you. For me, it was food.
Mhm.
For me, this was, why am I eating so much? And what are my thoughts during that time of when I'm eating? I can say for a lot of people, I'm pretty sure during that time, it kind of numbs you the same way
Mhm.
alcohol or drugs do. You don't think about it during that time. It's kind of just you're in this protective bubble that nobody could hurt you in. But afterwards, you start to feel regret. Why did I do this? It just, and so imagine doing that every day. Imagine just burning your hand every day, and it's like, oh, that hurt, and why did I keep doing it? And then the next day you do the same thing, and then again and again and again, but you never learn your lessons.
I do know, absolutely. So when you attacked that side, what started happening physically with? I know you've lost some weight. So how much weight have you lost since the first of the year?
So as of yesterday, I ended up weighing myself, and the thing was, gaining the weight back, I actually went 10 pounds above my original starting weight, which was 686 when I started attacking it again. Yeah.
Wow.
And as of January, or the end of January, or beginning of January, towards yesterday, which was Monday, I'm down 22.8 pounds.
Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and so you're working on the physical side. You're working on your nutrition as well?
Yes, I'm. You start to really see what you're eating, and then not only that, you kind of start to build repetition of what's good for you, what's not good for you, and I start to play around with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can do chicken.
Yes.
A lot of healthier ways. The other day, I kid you not, we did a chicken with mozzarella cheese on the inside with a pork rind crust.
I've heard of that. And that sounds good. It's like a little crunch, right?
We air fried it.
Okay.
So no oil, nothing like that, just delicious.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good. Hey, real quick, tell me two things. And I want to ask you this real quick. So what are you doing with social media right now? Are you still hitting it hot and heavy? You were crushing TikTok for a while. Are you doing anything with TikTok?
Right now, TikTok is just not so much on TikTok, and I actually want to post a little bit more on there now, just because, like I said, the aspect of seeing therapy now, it's like I'm allowing myself to be more open. Not, I don't get me wrong, I've done a lot to where it's like, okay, you've seen my life journey side, but let me show you Teddie. Let me show you who I am. Without fearing criticism.
Sure.
So I'll be posting on there pretty soon again.
Cool.
And on Instagram as well. I've actually been on the Rizzle app.
What's that?
So it's pretty much just like TikTok. The thing is, though, I think this app was actually, I think, developed in India, but literally just another form of Instagram, just pure videos, and
Okay.
I actually continued to do the journey on there.
Okay.
So I probably got like 1,200, no, actually 1,300 plus videos on there.
Nice.
And that was on, those are since day one. So I continue to post on there. But yeah, you'll see a lot more videos pretty soon on social. Just me being me, but still adding the what I'm going through. So
yeah, well, good. I appreciate first of all, it's fun to catch up and it's fun to follow along, but it's also awesome for people to be able to see what you're doing as well. It inspires a lot of people. The other thing is I want people to know that I always do my best to make sure that in the description on the YouTube and on Apple and everywhere, Spotify, that I'll put in your social info as well, so people can just click and they can go and make sure they like and follow you, because you have a great journey to follow, and whether you're posting every day or not, you've got good, really, really, just such a powerful story. And I would encourage my friends and the people that follow and listen here to go back and look at some of your old stuff as well, just because, I mean, it's really cool to get to know who Teddie really, truly, truly is. And you're a heck of a guy. And speaking of which, before we wrap this up, I wanted to know where you're at with life. I wanted to know, where you've come. And it sounds like life is good. You know, it sounds like you're really attacking some serious things that are propelling you to an even greater version of yourself. And I'm so proud to see where you're going. I'm just so excited for you. But one of the things that I know that always lights you up when we talk, and it always has, is the love that you have for your wife. And so before we wrap this conversation up today, why don't you just talk about the love you have for your wife, talk about your story a little bit, and what she means to you, and how she's kind of been such an intricate part of not only your life but also this journey as well.
Absolutely. So, me and my wife knew each other back when we were teenagers. We went to the same church. We were actually going to go out during that time, but we lost contact and drifted off after that. We ended up reconnecting, and it took a while for us to kind of do anything. And then once we started, it was just more of just casual, but within time, I started to see, kind of a spark between us. When you really find somebody who invests in you, who finds the diamond in you,
Mm,
you think you're just charcoal, ash. That's what your worth is. But she basically just told me, no, hold on, let me look deeper, and she found that diamond in me.
yeah.
You find somebody who's investing you, you know, who loves you, who will support your goals, your dreams, and still find a way to uplift you every day. That's when I knew I had to put a ring on it.
Yes, sir.
I had to lock it down.
Absolutely. How long have
So,
you guys been together?
total of 4 years.
Okay.
We got married after a year, and this year in November is going to be our 3 year anniversary.
That's so cool. What's your wife's name?
Her name is Janet.
That's so awesome. Dude, it's been such a joy talking to you again today and just getting caught back up with you. If there was somebody, I love to ask my guests and my friends this. If there was somebody that's listening to this podcast and maybe they're struggling with something deep down and maybe it's dark and maybe they haven't shared it, um but they're really struggling, what would you say that maybe could help somebody to take a step in the right direction to make an improvement in their life, whether that's physically, emotionally, psychologically? What's something that you could say that maybe could help somebody take a step in the right direction?
And the funny thing is, I actually deal with this personally, you know, but in all honesty, without feeling sorry for myself, I would tell that person and myself to stop BSing.
Yeah.
Don't BS yourself.
Yeah.
You play victim for so long, and believe me, you know exactly what you do when you play victim. This hurts. Today hurts. I don't want to eat this. I don't want to walk there. I'll just stay in bed. Do I really want to do this? No, stop BSing yourself.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest battle that I continue to deal with. I find those loopholes within myself to, oh, take it easy. You had a rough day yesterday. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of the excuses, right? For sure. It's so easy to talk about. It's so hard to do, right? But if life was easy and things were easy, we'd all be doing it. And it sounds so cliche to talk about, but it's real. That's real, 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 real life. So I love that. I think that's a great takeaway. Stop BSing, make the changes necessary. And so I think that's awesome. I think one of the biggest pieces of value you brought me today, Teddie, is to get the help that's necessary to break through the other side. Whatever your struggle is, find the area that you're ignoring or that you're not facing or that we're pushing under the cover, under the rug. We're sweeping off to the other side because we don't want to face it head on. And let's face it head on. Let's deal with the things that are not allowing us to break through the wall and become a better version of ourselves, which is exactly what you're doing. You're becoming a better version of yourself.
I this is just speaking for me, but I've always had, that thought process of being the man, the pants in the family, the strong one. I have to be strong. I can't let anything, if something is, attacking me on the inside, I'll keep it to myself. The machismo, the man, no, we we need to let go of that and just, okay, let's talk about it. Go to therapy. I didn't want to go to therapy just because, I didn't think it was the manly thing to do.
Mm.
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was just a weakness that, wasn't going to get me anywhere. What's talking going to get with me? I talk with my wife and it's like, she doesn't, she doesn't understand. But that's, like I said, you get the perspective from somebody who doesn't know you, somebody who won't show you the kind of sympathy, that, oh, that's my husband. I'm not gonna, let him know what to do. I'm not gonna let him know that, it's not okay, because he's having a bad day or something. My family, they'll just pat me on the back to comfort me. No, they'll let you know how it is. They'll let you know, hey, maybe this is going on. Why don't you dig deeper in with that? Oh, you keep going back to saying this. Why do you keep locking away the key? I shed some tears. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know, I shed some tears during therapy, but man, they were some of the most impactful tears that uh, I'm just happy to say that I'm actually happy to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so real, man. It's so real. I'm so excited to see that for you. That's awesome. Dude, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. Like I said a little while ago, I'm so glad. I'm excited. I'm gonna make sure that I'm continuing to follow along. I'm gonna make sure I post your socials on here in the description as well so that everybody else can follow along. What's next for Teddie, man? It is February. It's the end of February. What's coming your way? What's next? What's got you excited? What's got you pumped up as we move through 2022? What is next for you, man?
So I got a couple projects in the works right now. I got my own company that I'm working on, and then I got a blog that I actually just started. It's called the Obesity Journals,
Okay.
and that's it on all socials, including the blog itself, which is the obesityjournals.com.
Okay.
Uh, my company, it's called the Meme Mug Company. It's just mugs, but I mean, literally just memes, inspirational, funny, sad, whatever you want to call it. My first design just got accepted to Amazon, so
Wow.
yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Dude, that's great.
Um, and then I'm starting to write a book on my journey. Um, I call it Heavy Knowledge.
I love it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to document everything about my journey. Like I said, it's not just it's to be accountable on myself, but also who knows, who's listening to it, who will read it in the future. Somebody who's in my same boat, who's up there in weight, or maybe just you know hiding from themselves, you know, emotionally, who needs hope, kind of unlocking their true potential.
Hmm.
So that's like I said, that's why I've been wanting to document it, because even at my weight, you still have a fighting chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I'm going to text you here shortly and get all the information on the projects you have coming up so that I can make sure that those are listed as well. And so we can support you in those for sure. So, dude, that's awesome. It's been so good to talk to you today, man. I'm proud of you, dude. Keep fighting the fight and keep sharing everything, every bit of it. And I want to encourage you because I know you said like you've kind of been a little bit stagnant from most social medias, dude. Get right back on there. Listen, dude, friend to friend, I need you. Like I need to see you showing up for yourself and showing up for other people, dude. So don't like as soon as you think about not doing it, remember like there's people on the other end of like that need you. Like I need a Teddie in my life to be able to inspire me and push me every day, dude. So keep doing what you're doing and keep being you and keep believing in yourself and keep growing. And tell your wife I said hello, man. And I look forward to everybody here in this wonderful podcast, man. Thank you so much for your time today, bro.
Absolutely, brother. No, thank you for having me. And then one more thing, and that's to everybody out there. If you're looking for a house, that's your guy right there.
Ah,
Especially in the state. Congratulations, brother.
thanks, man. Thanks for the plug, bro. That's awesome.